Претседателот Македонија е на патот кон Европската унија, меѓутоа никако да влеземе во унијата заради бугарското вето. Што мислите за поставувањето на едно вакво вето кое се занимава со историјата, а не со сегашноста или со иднината?
Yes. First of all, the basis of European Union is a treaty on European Union, which was adopted last version 2009. And in this treaty, the competencies of European Union are laid down, and they are saying that the European Union has competencies in trade, in the freedom of movement, and so on. But there are no competencies of European Union concerning the disputed questions of history. It's outside the competence of the European Union. And if we are speaking on the accession of a candidate state to European Union, then we should look closely what European Union means and whether the candidate states are fulfilling the categories where they can enter the Union. And only to these issues we should look, and only these issues which are laid down in the treaty could be measured and could be categories where you can assess a candidate state, so that the historical questions are outside the competencies of the Union and should not be part of the accession proceedings or disputes or reservations concerning the accession process. Only what is the European Union, and this is set by the treaties.
Македонија се уште треба да реши неколку проблеми од сегашноста кон пристапувањето кон Унијата, а тоа се борба против корупцијата и криминалот, системот на судството, на обвинителството, јавната администрација. Можете ли да ни пренесете некое позитивно искуство во однос на овие прашања од вашата земја, затоа што сте вие веќе членка на Унијата, веројатно сте ги решиле овие проблеми пред да влезете во Унијата?
These questions, what you just mentioned, they are inside the competencies of the European Union, because the member states should be based on the rule of law, and of course appreciation whether the rule of law is implemented in a candidate state or not, this is of course should be appreciated by the European Union. And I know that North Macedonia made huge progress in this respect, but I would say no one is perfect, and there are obviously room for improvements. We have done state reform, and that means reform of the state administration in the early 90s already, and this is the basis for rule of law afterwards, because you should have a state administration with a strong civil service which is loyal, which is competent, so that state decisions could be implemented in real life. And I would say that this is a basis, is a first and precondition to have a strong and effective and citizens-friendly administration. And it's possible to introduce so, and I know that very much is already done in Macedonia, this concerning this issue. And if there are still improvements needed, then I'm sure that Macedonia will also do these improvements.
Вашата земја, односно Балтичките земји, решија да немаат повеќе руски газ, да не увезуваат од Русија. Што по оваа одлука, како тоа се рефлектираше на вашата индустрија, на вашата економија?
We have been for long time dependent from Russia concerning gas supplies. It is also many European states, and after the Russian invasion of Ukraine, we are trying all European states, including Germany, including other states, and of course including Baltic states, to become independent from Russian gas. And some states are going further, quicker, faster, and for some it's more difficult. But anyway, the general direction is in short time to be independent from Russian gas.
Имаше ли некакви последици?
There are alternatives too. It is LNG is possible, is of course more expensive, but at the same time when the price for gas is higher, that means that also alternative energy resources are promoted in the same time. Also, I would say there are alternatives, and European states will take these alternatives in order as soon as possible to be independent from Russian gas.
Вашата земја исто така донесе одлука да има зона на забранети летови над Украина за да се спречи на некој начин руската агресија. Дали населението од вашата земја стравува можеби за одредени руски инциденти, напади или некаква агресија или последици заради ваквите одлуки за целосна поддршка на Украина?
NATO is the strongest military alliance in the world, much more stronger than Russia, and Russia knows that, and therefore the military capacities of NATO is an instrument of deterrence of Russia. This is also NATO policy to strengthen the eastern flank of NATO, so that the deterrence became also stronger through stronger defense capacity of NATO. You know that there are also discussions in Finland and Sweden to join the NATO. They will decide in the next months. And this also will increase the security in Europe.
Војната за жал трае повеќе од 50 дена. Имате ли некакви анализи како и кога би можела да заврши руската агресија на Украина?
Solution would be when the territorial integrity of Ukraine would be respected and reintroduced. That would be the solution and the end of the conflict. Until now, it's our duty to support Ukraine in the fight against this aggression. Also, it is necessary in order to support the international law, because it's a flagrant interference in international law, and it is a duty of all states in the world to counter such an aggression, because international law is a guarantee for peace, and if someone is violating the international law, then all other states should keep the law in order to not to allow a general violent anarchy in the world. So we have the duty to support Ukraine.
Ви благодарам многу за интервјуто.
Thank you.